The Xenoverse 3 situation is crazy. As we all know, the main event for Summer Game Fest was held yesterday, where they reveal a ton of upcoming new video games, or maybe give us a follow-up on games that were already revealed in the past. We had no idea if Xenoverse 3 was actually going to be making an appearance at the main stage of Summer Game Fest. Do keep in mind that Summer Game Fest is throughout this entire week. I think it's going to be ending on June 7th or June 8th. So there are other game showcases to be had, but again, we don't know if Xenoverse 3 will be at those specific showcases. So over here on Twitter, shoutouts to DBS Hype for sharing this. We now know that Xenoverse 3 is at Summer Game Fest. We have a legitimate photo. Shoutouts to Farzam for providing this clip here. I guess we'll just play it out from the very beginning. We have the Bandai Namco headquarters with the Ace Combat video game, and even Xenoverse 3 right there. We have two different wallpapers, I guess. The standard one with the dark backgrounds, and then the one underneath that at the very end of the trailer with the New West City in the background, and then the Xenoverse logo up in front. So you can see the orange symbol that says Summer Game Fest. Let's go back up to this tweet right here. It's a bit zoomed in. So now we know that, yes, the game is over there. But we're still not sure if there's going to be a public trailer for this game at one of the events. We just have no idea, because we do have this tweet. Shoutouts to Benexus for sharing. Without naming names to put them on the spot, several creators were invited to Summer Game Fest for an event dedicated to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, which is cool to hear, because we should technically be getting something, maybe not at Summer Game Fest, but relatively soon, because I'm sure the creators probably signed an NDA where they can't talk about their experience with Xenoverse 3 until a specific time. We just have to wait until whenever that time actually is, because why would they fly out creators, or invite them at least, for them not to gather content and maybe even talk about the actual game or share their experience? You know what I mean? You guys remember with Sparking Zero, a perfect example, they did the same exact thing with these major events, whether it's at Anime Expo, Tokyo Game Show, Gamescom, or Summer Game Fest. They were able to capture hours upon hours of gameplay footage for Sparking Zero. I'm talking each creator had about like 1, 2, 3 hours of footage, which was very cool, right? So this very well could be the same case as the Sparking Zero experience. However, on the other side of the spectrum, we have to have our expectations extremely low. Maybe the creators aren't even allowed to talk about their experience with Xenoverse 3 at all. I'm talking maybe even after the entire event is over, they're still not able to talk about it. We just don't know. Hopefully they are allowed to talk about it at a later time. It is what it is at the end of the day, right? Now, we don't exactly know who are the content creators that were actually invited, but I'm sure a lot of you guys are already subscribed to the anime gaming space or even Dragon Ball gaming space. So just stay tuned to all of their channels, because maybe they were able to capture some footage or just experience whatever's going on over there, and they very well could have the chance to talk about it at a later time. We don't even know what they're doing over there. All it says is creators were invited to Summer Game Fest for an event dedicated to Xenoverse 3. So maybe they invited the creators to react to an upcoming trailer. I think they've done that a few times in the past. I remember with Sparking Zero, they reacted to the GT character trailer, so on and so forth. So maybe we could very well get that same trailer at one of the different upcoming Summer Game Fest video game conference. Don't quote me on that. That's not confirmed, obviously. All we know is that this Xenoverse 3 event is private to creators, and maybe even other media sources like IGN, GameSpot, or whoever covers video games and wants to try out Xenoverse 3 for the first time, right? Something I just talked about as well in terms of legitimate footage. Maybe the creators have a chance to play a hands-on playable demo. Wouldn't that be cool? Dude, I'm happy for them. That is insane. Already get to try out Xenoverse 3 several months before the actual release of the game. That is too epic. But we're just speculating at this point, so we don't know what they're doing over there, reacting to an upcoming trailer, actually playing a playable demo for Xenoverse 3. Whatever it is, I'm sure they're having a fun time, that's for dang sure. So there's a chance it might be shown at tomorrow's Xbox Games Showcase. So that's one of the video game conferences that's still left to be had at Summer Game Fest. But even if it isn't shown at Xbox Showcase, we should get info from the creators anyway, as I explained before. But again, we don't know if even this is true, where they're able to talk about it. Very interesting update for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. I know this whole situation is kind of bizarre, but do know that obviously they're in the marketing phase of things. So if they don't happen to show anything at any of the upcoming Summer Game Fest conferences, fear not, because they'll probably drop another trailer or just give us additional info at a different gaming event, or just maybe up on their Bandai Namco YouTube channel, right? This is the standard process. After they drop the official confirmation of what the game is, which we got about hour 2026, they're going to start talking and promoting their game, right? It's just basic standard stuff. It's just we have to be a bit patient and not necessarily get our expectations too high for these events, because just like Summer Game Fest, we don't know if it'll actually make an appearance. You know what I mean? Now, it is also strange how Bandai Namco decided not to promote Xenoverse 3 at the main stage, which was yesterday, just because all eyes are literally aiming at that event. You know what I mean? Everybody is watching it. The companies, corporations, fans like us. I just feel like it will be the best case scenario to have a bit of extra boost or just a slight promotion for Xenoverse 3. I know the game is already up there on everybody's radar. The game is highly anticipated for a lot of players, so maybe they felt like they didn't necessarily need to promote Xenoverse 3 because it's already, you know, one of the big dogs out there, I guess you could say. But just interesting stuff wanted to discuss with you guys again. Now, here we do have the remaining shows at SGF. You can see it says right here the entire schedule. They didn't show nothing at State of Play, which was a PlayStation. They didn't show anything at the yesterday event, which it's not here at the time of recording this video. They might have removed it. But the next big one, as like what the tweet said, obviously it's not confirmed that Xenoverse 3 will be at the Xbox Games Showcase. Again, go into this, if you are going to be watching this, with your expectations extremely low, please, because maybe everything in regards to Xenoverse 3 is this booth for creators and different media sources. Maybe this is like the only thing that they're doing at Summer Game Fest, where it's just a private event, right? So the creators, maybe they're our last hope. Maybe they're the ones who will be able to relay their experiences with us, right? Maybe they have a chance to talk about it. But again, like I said many times before throughout the video, maybe that's not even confirmed. Maybe they're not even allowed to do that. So if you guys are interested in the Xbox One, it is going to be happening tomorrow, June 7th, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where they're going to be showcasing even more video games. I don't think I'm going to be going live for this one. If they do drop a Xenoverse 3 trailer, or even just do a small brief showcase of it, whatever it may be, stay tuned to this channel, just because I will keep you guys up to date. Whatever they reveal, if they do, again, probably like a 0.0001% chance that they will. I will let you guys know and upload whatever they upload on this channel with my reaction, of course. Very interesting, man. Very interesting. So the entire event will end June 8th. What do you guys think about all of this? Xenoverse 3 is on the horizon. So just stay tuned to the official sources. Yeah, this is what we should take from today's video. Don't expect anything unless we have info or an update from Bandai Namco themselves, or even DIMS. Well, the developers, they don't necessarily come out and say stuff. It's usually the publisher, Bandai Namco, correct? Always wait for their tweets, the trailers that they upload, whatever it may be. Maybe the website, they could update that here and there. Always wait for official information from the Bandai Namco publishers, the actual sources, right? That's what we have to take, because going back to Sparking Zero, you guys know sometimes leading up to the actual release of the game, Sparking Zero, they would put out a tweet saying, hey, tune in a couple of days to the Bandai channel because we're going to be premiering the new Sparking Zero trailers, right? I feel like they very well could be doing things like that. Maybe why they didn't mention anything about Summer Game Fest is because, yeah, they actually don't have anything planned. You know what I mean? Besides the booth they have here. So, just wanted to say all that. Thank you guys for the immense support. As always, again, leave your thoughts down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace!